Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2 with the flat UI. Now, there was a live stream earlier today. This video is obviously a couple of days after, but the recording was done pretty much straight away. Annoyingly, we ended up 5 XP short of another skill. Incredibly annoying. But we are currently here at Graz. So what have we got available? That's Budapest. Munich. Ooh. Now I did want, if possible, to start heading back north. So, in the northern direction we've got Stuttgart and Munich. That is way too heavy for us, so I think we're going to take this one, which we've done one of these already. We know that they pay quite well, it's fragile and high cargo. That is going to be our destination. So we'll get this loaded up. And here we are, ready to go. So I also worked out we need about 16,000 euros to be able to get the next level of garage, and then a truck and a driver. So we've still got a little bit of money left to earn. Right, let's get this engine switched on. It is late in the evening, so lights on. And we are heading, got 38 kilometers to go until we reach our destination. We also need fuel. Now, how much fuel do we have? 416 kilometers worth. So we're okay at the moment, but we are going to need some, definitely. So we'll make our way there. I've also found during the live stream that there's, ooh, I'm speeding massively. There is actually a way for me to be able to stay in third person in one of the, not the top-down view, that one I really struggle with still. There is a way for me to stay in third person and still be able to change lanes, which is something I've been struggling with up until now. So that should make things a little bit easier. Alright, no one coming. So let's get up here. If we get 50 XP for driving while we're on our way to the route, we will actually pick up another skill level. That would be quite interesting. So we are coming off here, so stay in this lane. I have lost my truckie overview, so I have absolutely no idea how long the job is going to take. I will need to get that back in a moment. When we get to the pickup point, I will sort that out so that I can see. We're doing quite well though in terms of jobs, and in terms of money. We're making a steady sort of 2,500 a day. In fact, we can check. We can have a look when we get to the destination. I will have a little look at that, because there is a way of telling how much money you're making per day, how much profit. And I think I'd like to see that. There's a cat getting a little bit noisy behind me. Hopefully he stays quiet. So, entering Graz, which I think means 50. It does. So let's just slow ourselves down. And we're heading right here. But, of course, we have the lights. Fantastic. Oh, I hate lights. I hate lights. Oh, I've still got my window open from when I parked up before. I don't know what you guys thought of the stream, if you watched it already, but I quite enjoyed that, and that was a good way to get some longer stuff done. I was able to get 2 decent length jobs done in one episode, which is quite nice. I think that's the way we'll have to do it, long jobs as well. Because long jobs do pay quite well sometimes. They don't always, sometimes it's exactly the same pay per kilometre as a shorter job. It just depends, and I think the way that I'm picking jobs is literally by price per kilometre, because that gives us the best. But of course I'm trying to find interesting places to go to as well, which is why I want to start heading back north. I think if we start heading north, then we'll probably find that by the time we get back to Hamburg, we will actually have enough money to be able to get ourselves the garage upgrade. Now we don't need to be back there for that. Whoa, just screamed past this. Yeah, we don't need to be there to do that, but I think I want to. Right, cars. We're just going to take the basic one. And our trailer is down here at the end. So, get myself hooked up. Let's swing him in. There we go. Using the top mirror in case you're wondering what I'm looking at. There we go. Hook him up. Okay, so I wanted to take a look at our driver. So our profit per day at the moment is 2,926. Obviously that's increasing every time our skill level goes up. And how much are we paying to the bank? 1449. So we're getting about 1,500 euros a day profit right now. Right, now I've got to quickly go and get Truckee sorted. Okay, so let's get started. And parking brake off. Let's get out of here. Now, I do not have a clue what I should do for the thumbnail or the title today. I'm not aware of anything interesting that's going to happen. This job is going to be 20 minutes long, so theoretically I could start another job and finish it in the next episode. That is an option. And the second load might be something interesting. We never know. Because I think that would put us at 25. Of course, as I always tell you, if I want it to be... If the job says it's going to take 20 minutes, with things like fueling stops and traffic lights and collisions and diversions and all that kind of thing, it can increase by, well, 5 minutes on a 20-minute job, I'd say. Maybe even a little bit more. Let's see. Let's see how we do today. Maybe we're in a good position today. Now I was supposed to be checking whether I could already install a GPS, but I need to go to a workshop to do that. I think there is definitely a workshop in Munich, so we'll check it out there. We'll see exactly how much a GPS would cost and whether I've got one, whether I've got the ability to buy one, because you need to be a certain level to actually unlock these things, and I don't know if I actually am the right level yet. There is a way of checking through the browser, but it can take a little bit of time sometimes. I've noticed with all the mods I've got installed, I've got less on this profile than on my main one, but with all the mods installed, it does tend to take a little bit of time. So, on the motorway, rock and roll. The first petrol station we see, I'm going to pull in and refuel because we've only got 140 litres. Got enough for 277 kilometres, but that's obviously not enough for the entire journey. Fuel prices, I don't know if they're adjusted by the mod. If they're not, then we're going to lose about 1,400 litres. I'd say we're going to lose about 2,500 euros in fuel. Now with that 2,500 euros of fuel, we can make a lot more money. It's an investment, but it's still a lot of money when you're not earning that much. So it would be nice to pay less for fuel, but I don't know. The point of this mod is not to make fuel cheaper, it's to make the economy harder. So let's see. Whoop, I'm drifting. I'm drifting because I'm actually trying to do something on my phone at the same time, which is not a good idea. Now there's a toll coming up ahead. Which means we're going to need to slow down, so I'll take cruise control off already. No point flying in. Is this a fast lane up here? It is. Woohoo! Total of 23 paid. Great. Just what I needed. More money to come out. Come on. Pump. Pump! Get the speed up. We're staying on here, so we don't have to go anywhere at all. Stick in this lane, and we are back up to our cruise control speed, which is good. Still haven't seen a petrol station though. It's a little bit worrisome. There's got to be a petrol station somewhere. Why is everyone stopping in both lanes? I don't like that, and I'm trying to avoid having a fine, because I keep getting fines constantly. Every episode so far, I've had a fine. So I'd like this to be an episode with none. That was the weirdest way of saying none ever. I apologise, because I sounded like a complete idiot. Right. Let's get back up to speed. I really do want to get our own trailer. Problem with a trailer, unless you've got a curtain sider, you can't guarantee that you're actually going to get jobs all the time, which is quite frustrating. I bought a chemical trailer. It cost me 100,000 for it, but I bought it, and then I found, I think we're not supposed to be going through this lane. I think. I don't know. Can we? What is this? Am I going to get told off? No? Okay. I got really worried then. Yeah, I bought a £100,000 trailer, which I think is a profile of pounds instead of euros, and then found out that because I was in Hamburg, there was no, there were no places around there that actually had chemicals. So I couldn't use the trailer that I bought, and ended up having to drive it all the way down to Munich. Admittedly, you don't have to do that. You can just press the magic button and the trailer gets transported down there. But I had to drive all the way down to Munich to start being able to use the trailer. Which is annoying because I don't even have a worker down in Munich. So I've had to hire a worker, get them a truck, and give them the chemical trailer that I wanted to use. It's a really nice trailer as well, it's a modded one. But as we're based in Hamburg, I will not be able to use that on here. Admittedly, earning 100,000 to buy a trailer, that's a lot. Now, one thing that was pointed out to me during the stream is that this truck does seem to drink fuel. I'm on 34.5 average. Oh, there's a fuel station coming up. So once we refuel, I will reset that, so we can get an average per tank. So we'll see how much one tank of fuel is going to get us. There we go, this is us over here. Perfect. Right, now the fun task of paying for fuel. I do not enjoy this at all. Oh, €2 a litre. Wow. So we're looking at €2,800 almost. That is a lot of money. Excuse me, cat. Wow, okay. Right. before we continue, I'm going to get a screenshot, and I'm also going to feed this cat because I don't know what's up with him. Let's get going then. Oh, I can't believe how much money we just had to pay. It's painful. Oh man. That truck did not fancy letting me through. I'm not a fan of Renault trucks, but I like the back of that truck. That's pretty cool looking. So, back onto the motorway, please. Come on, speed up, Mr. Truck. You've got no load. You should be able to pull out in seconds. I just have to remember how much money we will make from that. That diesel is... Oh, I'm supposed to reset the trip. How do I reset the trip? There we go. I just did it, so now it's done. That is enough to give us 2,742. So we'll see how much fuel, how much money we manage to actually make with that fuel. I will keep an eye on it. I'll just have to add a note to myself to remember that the next time we refuel, I have to jot down how much money we paid. I think we're coming off here. No, we weren't supposed to be coming off here. And now I've gone... Oh no, we can do this. Okay. Oh, that was handy. That could have been a disaster. This is interesting. Proper 4-leaf clover design. Ooh. Whew, that was close. Blue flashies on the other side. That's not good. You need to let me out. I am flying. Yeah. Managed to get out. I really didn't want to actually have to stop then. Now, because we're driving at night, there's not much point in going to third-person view because you can't see anything. And as much as I'd like to put my high beams on so that I can see a little bit more of the road, I can't do that because I'll blind all of the other drivers. So we're stuck driving in the dark at the moment, and we need a rest in about 4 hours. We're not going to get there on time. So let's have a quick look at the map. Oops. Where can we rest in 4 hours' time? Probably here, I would say. Yeah, that would be spot on. Exactly. So that is going to be perfectly timed. 3 hours 48. Oh, hang on. Let me just flick that over. There we go. Now I can double check that everything's in line. It is, good. Yeah, so if we can stick to this speed, or at least around about the speed limit, and we don't have any collisions or diversions, we will be able to make that rest stop, and we do have enough time available to actually have a rest, so that's good. That does mean that we'll miss a significant portion of the day though. That's quite annoying. It will end up being the afternoon by the time we start the next job. I'm wondering if we should pull in somewhere, but then we lose 3 hours of driving time that we could use to be getting further along. It's nice to drive during the day, but, especially for the videos, if we drive during the day, then we end up sleeping at strange times, and we end up wasting driving hours sometimes. We really do need to make the most of our driving hours. We don't have enough money to waste on it, to be perfectly honest. We aren't in that luxurious position where we can afford to just say, oh, screw it, let's lose the 3 hours and have a rest, and then what's going on up here? Yeah, we aren't in a position to lose a bunch of hours. Oh wow, that's not good. Yeah, it's frustrating, really. I wish we could. I wish I could get to that point, but I think that would be like 100 episodes before we got there. Now, in terms of the next skill level, because we will pick one up at the end of this job, I mentioned it in the stream. I don't see the point in the urgent delivery jobs. I never find that they pay enough money to really be worth it. When you look at like a fragile cargo versus that, it's basically the same, so I don't see the point. Eco driving would be good, because then we get more miles for the fuel we're doing, especially if you look at the moment, we're doing 29.5 so far as an average, but we haven't got into a city since we refueled. Long distance, it would be nice to do some longer distance jobs, but I don't think we're at the point yet, or maybe it's me. I don't think I want us to be spending one full episode doing long jobs just yet. So I'm thinking we go with fragile or high value cargo, so that when we do pick those jobs up, we get more money. Either that or ADR. But I think, yeah, if we do a fragile or high cargo, high value, then it means when we do those jobs, we're going to get extra money. When we get to the end of the job and we see the job screen, the skill screen, we can have a look at them, and I'll talk you through what I'm thinking, because it may sound crazy, because long jobs obviously are good. As I said at the start of the episode, a long job that gives you a big cash total may not be giving you as good a kilometre per hour, euro per kilometre. The price per kilometre might actually be lower, but because the job is much longer, you get a big cash output, and that's not always beneficial. Whereas the high value takes effect immediately, and so does the fragile. Any job you take, you're going to get extra XP and extra money. And with us needing as much money as possible, it does seem like the way to go, really. But I am thinking about it in my head. I'm puzzling it over, trying to work out what would be best. It's a tricky one. If this was a main profile, I'd say, oh, whatever. You're going to get the skill levels really quickly anyway. But because we're using the economy mod, that does drop our XP. And that means it does take a lot longer for us to actually get to the next level. So if I make a mistake, I can't then rectify that for another 4 or 5 episodes, which then becomes quite frustrating for me and for you guys. Right, we're still well on target for our rest stop, so no need to pull in early. Driving in the dead of night. I don't mind driving at night. I think I would probably mind it less if I was a truck, because they're speed limited. In Germany, driving at night in unrestricted motorways, that is a bit scary, to be perfectly honest, because you put your foot down, you get up to a decent speed, and then you realise that you can still see the lanes, but if you suddenly needed to change lane, it's dark, and it's a bit tricky sometimes. I've had to fly past my junction before, because I've realised, I'm not going to be able to move into the lane to pull off without either slamming on the brakes or smashing into the back of someone. So then you have to go past the lane, past the junction, go to the next one, come back, all of that faffing around. Which of course is stupid driving, because I know that I'm going to be pulling off at a certain point. Which is why, if I'm coming back from work to home late at night, then I only go to 140, 160 because I know that I'm pulling off in a second, so it makes no sense. I know where the junction is going to be. But if I'm going somewhere I don't know, that's when the problems arise, to be honest. And these guys have slown down. They've slown down. I've just created a new word. They've slown down. No, they have slowed down. And I couldn't work out why. I'm still not completely sure why they're slowing down. But we're taking the next one, not that one. Because we are heading to Munich, yes. The job to Stuttgart would have been quite nice, but the price per kilometre was lower, plus that load was just too heavy for us. It would have been a really boring job to do, because I'd never be able to hit the speed limit. I'd be driving at 60 the whole way, so the job would take much longer. Because it was a 26-ton cargo. And this little truck, he is a beast, but he's not going to be able to pull 26 tons easily. At the moment, we've got 8 tons, which is why we're flying, to be honest. It's very, very easy to pull 8 tons in a truck. Try it in a car, you'll struggle. But we're almost there. Almost at the rest stop. We'll have a little kip. Ooh, I'm speeding. Yeah, we'll have a kip. And then we will get back on our way to Munich. Which isn't far now, actually. It's about 110 kilometres after the rest stop will be our destination. So once again, we're taking the second leaf of the 4-leaf clover. Is there anyone coming from there? No, we're clear. I feel like I'm drifting lanes. Ooh, there was not even an FPS spike there. FPS drop. It just spiked. All of a sudden I jumped forward 2 or 3 meters. Which has never happened to me before. Not sure what that was about. And we are coming off at the next junction. So I think we can stay here. This is us up ahead. 100 meters apparently. So slow it down. I know I'm tired. That's why I'm going to the parking spot. Fool. Through the cut through. And we should be able to see the parking area momentarily. Here it is. So we will pull in, and like I said, we're going to have a little kip ready for another exciting day tomorrow. Well, today actually, it's still today. So parking brake on, lights off, engine off, and rest. And we've just made a loan instalment. How are we doing with our loan? 54,000. At this point, we're going to end up being able to pay the loan off before we're actually able to do anything else. Right, let's get that engine on. We don't need lights anymore, and it's 12:50. That's quite good actually. I thought it was going to end up being later. Oh, and the cat is back. Brilliant. So 112 kilometers. It's going to take us 5 minutes real time, and Because it's daylight, I'm just going to skirt past these idiots. Because I do not know what they're doing. Whoa, did he just try reversing? I think he did. Oh. There we go. Put cruise control on and let's rock and roll. As it's daylight, we can see what's going on. And we can also see that without a retarder, I am flying down here. Just can't afford it. Really cannot afford it. If I use the full loan to spec up the truck, then we're not going to get any passive income at all. And I really want a driver, because a driver will give me better income. Anything I make per day, the driver will then go and make similar. Although I've never got a driver to the same profit per day as me. I don't know why that is. Maybe some a higher level? It's the only reason I can think. Because yeah, they never ever get a driver up to the same profit. On one of my profiles, I think I've got, what is it? It's 3 drivers. The highest level is maybe level 10 driver. And he's making something like 2,000 a day. I'm making 23,000 a day. And I'm not cheating. It's just a normal profile without any economy mods. So, you know, you don't have to do very much to make a lot of money in those. Just get to a really high level. And, yeah, you'll make a lot. Especially if you take long jobs, I've noticed. If you take really long jobs that take 2.5 days, then it calculates your profit per day, of course. Now this is where I need these mirrors. It calculates your profit per day, and it works out that you're making a shed ton. Now see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm waving my hands around, but you guys can't see me. I forgot completely that I can actually put these mirrors on. However, a cat has just walked in front of me, for goodness sake, cat. He literally blocks my view of the road completely. Death by cat. How would I explain that to the delivery company? Yeah, everything was going fine, but then a cat got in the way, so I crashed your truck. And, well, I crashed my truck and destroyed your trailer and cargo. And I moved over because that looked like a roadblock, but maybe it's not. It seems to be moving again now. I'm assuming my indicators are working. They may not be. I'm using them, but no clue if they're actually working. We are staying here though, heading on to Munich, or München, as the Germans call it. And it looks like the traffic is busy. We'll probably have to switch back into cab very shortly, so that I can tell where on earth we're heading to. Yes, this is looking rather busy. So I'm going to do something that I really shouldn't do. 2-lane manoeuvres are never good, especially if you're in a truck. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? Right, back in cab. This is getting dangerous now. I think we're going to have to slow down in a moment. I don't know if I'm in the right lane. We haven't been asked to slow down just yet. But I'm guessing there's going to be a 50 sign soon, now that we're in a residential area. Munich has been discovered, and there's something on the left that we should be discovering. Recruitment agency, there we go. Brilliant. So, almost there. Wah! Time to deliver. And then we'll have a look at these skill points and also check the GPS. and then I think we'll pick another job and get started with it. Probably only be able to do about 10 minutes real time of that job. I think any longer would make the episode too long. But we can have a look. We can get started. For now, we've got to focus on getting this delivered. That's priority number 1, is actually finishing the job we're currently doing before we move on to a new job. Right, now I want to turn left here. I need the traffic to clear. There we go. Where would you like us to deliver? So, around the side, let's put the hazards on. Okay, yeah, through here. It's an interesting place to be delivering cars, I have to say. Not the kind of place I'd expect. Oh yeah, I've still got these mirrors on. Let's get that window down. You will notice, if you haven't already, I do like reversing with my head out the window. I don't know why. I just always find this view quite easy. I can use the mirrors, but this is quicker. There we go, we're in. So, parking brake on. Switch those hazards off. Let's detach. Right, and now, as soon as we've picked up the information, 694 XP, very nice, and 2,372. So, long distance. We take a second level of long distance, we can go up to 1,000 kilometers. So, a little bit better, and we get a 5% higher reward for anything over 600. Great. High value. Currently getting 2% higher reward and 25% experience. We get 5% higher reward if we go for rank 2, so 3% increase. The same with fragile. Eco driving, we get a bit of extra fuel. If we go with ADR, we take flammable liquids like petrol, diesel, kerosene, or we could do the flammable solids. We've already got that one, so we could also do class 6. Now obviously these would unlock more jobs that pay more, so I think actually flammable liquids is the one we're going to go with. Now job market, no, not job market, not yet. Content browser, I want to go into the truck browser. I want to take, yes, a Scania. That's what we've got, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it is, I'm sure. But we've got it like that. Exactly. Right, cabin. No, that's not cabin. See, and now it's trying to work out what to load because I've got so much stuff. Here we go. So in here, it looks like we've actually already unlocked them. So we could put either a cell phone or a portable navigator. We could put those in already. So that is an option. But not today. We cannot afford it. Yeah, I'm going to keep saying we can't afford things, but that's because we can't. So that's to Salzburg, but that's way too heavy for us. That one's to Geneva, very nice. This one is to Brno. We don't want to go back that way. A 4-ton ventilation shaft to Berlin. That's pretty good, actually. Huh. That's a cool job, but wrong direction. I think we're going to take that. So we're going to go to WGCC. WGCC. I don't know why I said it like that. It felt like the kind of thing, I don't know, like a radio. WGCC, home of the best music. Something like that. No idea why, but that's just what I thought of. Now, one thing, there's a discoverable over here that I'd like to pick up if we can. Maybe we pick it up on the way out, because I probably want to take the most direct route to get the job. And of course there's traffic. Oh. You know, I thought you were stopping to let me out. What about you? You are. Thank you. We're going into this lane because we're turning right. Whew. Good. So we got ourselves a little bit of money. I like it. In fact, we just made the same amount of money we spent on the fuel. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. That tank of fuel cost us a fortune, but one job paid it back. Annoyingly, the first job I picked is not one that would have given us a skill bonus. That is quite frustrating. But I think the job we've picked, for a quick look, oh, we can't see it yet because we haven't got there. I think once we pick it up we can see. I think it's got no skill bonuses at all, this ventilation shaft. I think it's just a standard cargo. It's not fragile, it's not high value, it's just a job. So we're going to be turning right here. Now how long have we got until our next rest? Oh, ages. We could probably do the job in that time. But I don't want to do it all in this episode. I think we're going to split the job in half. So however many kilometres it is, we'll do half of them in this episode, half in the next. And then next episode will be similar. We'll do half an episode of finishing that job and half an episode of starting it. That would be the best way. That way we can get 3 jobs done in 2 episodes. 3 decent length jobs. Of course you can do 3 short jobs very easily. If I'd taken that 45-ton job to Katowice, or no, Salzburg, that one would have been over very quickly. But it's 45 tons, and we cannot pull that. And I really, yeah, it's just a standard job, really have to set up World of Trucks. Still don't have it installed. Right, we're going to take the standard one they gave us. And our trailer is over here. Put those hazards on. See, this is what I was hoping we'd have in Hamburg, so I could use my lovely trailer on that profile I was talking about. My Van Hool trailer. But unfortunately, there is no WGCC in Hamburg. So, or at least there were no jobs that needed chemical containers, I should say. Maybe there is a WGCC and I just overlooked it, but... Right. So, I actually want to pick up that discoverable, so that means we need to go that way? Okay. If that's the way you think. Oops, parking brakes on. So it's 534 kilometres total. I can see it on trucking. Obviously on here it says we're 1 kilometre. So yeah, if we do about 260, I'll find a point that's 260 kilometres down. Whoa, calm yourself, lad. You did not want to stop for me at all. We've still got our window open. Whoops. Let's get that window up. It's just for the noise, to be honest. It's the only reason I pulled them up, is to keep the noise at a decent level. So this is another 2719 for this job, and I still can't see. I still can't see how long the job will take. We can't tell until we get to the first waypoint. And annoyingly, it looks like these guys are actually blocking the road. I really hope I can get through here without causing chaos. Oh, I can. Good. So I'm guessing, almost certain, that this is going to be a dealer. Do we need to repair? No. Okay. 4%'s fine. What is that? DAF? Or MAN? MAN. Lovely. Found an MAN truck dealer. And we will be turning left by here to head back to the motorway. So, 533 in total. We need to find a point that is 265 kilometers. I would say that. Oh, look at that. That is almost cock on. Right. That is where we're going to go to then in this episode. And then next episode we'll finish that job and pick up a new one. So like I said, 3 episodes in 3 jobs in 2 episodes. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just talking stupid while I do it. I've been talking too much today, to be perfectly honest. A 1.5 hour live stream, almost, and then a recording as well. It's a lot of commentating. We can stay here for now. Is that Lamborghini in front of us? I think it is. Not sure why it is a Lamborghini. It's an interesting AI traffic. In fact, I've noticed the AI traffic adds a lot of sport cars. I think it must be the DB pack that I'm using. But it seems to add quite a lot of them. It looks clear from the other side, so we can head through. Now I'm just hoping that this light changes before I get there. Come on! Oh, so frustrating. I was trying to avoid having to put the brakes on. Damn it! Damn and blast! Right, come on. Let's go. Let's go, lights. Let's go. Come on, lights, please. There we go. And we're off. Oh, okay. So let's find a view. Bring those up so I can keep an eye on things. Are there traffic lights up here? Oh, for goodness sake. The traffic lights are a queue, I can't tell. Oh, it's an accident. Okay. Well, let's just drive past the accident and pay no attention to it. In fact, what we should do is try and just ignore those cars. Football Arena München. Now that may end up being the screenshot, but I don't think so, because I think I already know what I want the screenshot to be. And it's not. But we'll see. We'll find out when we get closer to the time. So, we are going to be staying here, in this lane. Cruise control on. Let's get rocking. I did not even see that guy in the rivers. Because I drove. There's another crash there. Yeah, sometimes when you drive past a crash like that, all the traffic is obviously backed up, but then the AI and the ETS2 itself says, well, you can't be here with no traffic, there has to be some, so it just starts spawning traffic. And it's not the same stuff that was actually backed up. If you look at the traffic as it goes past you, you'll see it's not the same vehicles. Sometimes it is, because the AI crash resolves itself. Those cars start moving, and then all the ones behind you as well. But you'll also find, sometimes just spawns random. Especially if I do things which I don't do in the videos. I did it in the live stream, even though I shouldn't have, which is to drive through the crash, through the area that the fire brigade and police have blocked off. Then, of course, there's no traffic coming because it's all been blocked off. But all of a sudden, you'll find traffic is there, and it's coming from the left, not from the right. So it's not coming from the on-ramps, it's coming from as if it's an origin point behind you. And that is just purely because of the fact that it doesn't like you having no traffic. So it says, well, I've got to put some in. So it does it that way. Now, trucks should stay in this lane apparently. Everyone else can go in the other. Ah yes, I've been here before. I remember this. And it's backed up. This is the same nonsense we've had before. Exactly the same nonsense. So, yeah, I'm just breaking the rules here because we've been down here before and found this idiotic behaviour. The problem with the AI, it can't work out what it's supposed to be doing, so it just sits there. And there's only 60 for us. Yippee! Stick cruise control on 61. We may as well continue. At least it's a nice day. It is going to obviously get darker. By the time we arrive at our rest stop, it will probably be, you know, it's going to be 1843. It's going to be sunset, I think. Ah yes, and for the next episode, I think I'm going to put the spring season mod on. It is now spring, isn't it? No, it's still February, it's actually winter. At least here it's winter. But I'll put the spring mod on, and we'll leave it on. And that's then going to change the colour of the trees. It's going to change the skybox as well. It'll do a few things, but it'll just make things look a bit more like spring. Now I know that there's one for summer and winter. I'm pretty sure there's one which is for spring and autumn, or fall if you're American. But I don't know if the one for spring and autumn is actually the same. It could be. I know the one for summer and winter are different. The winter one makes everything... it makes things snowy. Don't know how it affects different areas of the country though, because if you drive to Spain, obviously it shouldn't be snowing. If you drive to Scandinavia, it should be snowing. Anywhere north of Europe is going to be quite white during winter time, but in the south it's not. It's just cold. So I'll have to see how that really works in practice once I've added it on. Although we're not in winter yet anyway. And we may never get there. I don't know if this series is actually going to carry on all the way until winter. That's a long time. It's a really, really long time. No, it most likely won't. Unless it's something that people just want me to continue with forever, which I can do. We can do a full year with ETS2. There'll be a lot of ETS2 though. A lot. We'll probably have to change things up somehow. Because at a certain point we'd just be rolling in money. But then again, at a certain point I'd probably not be worrying about money anymore. Even with a hard economy mod, I'd be more concerned about discovering the map. So I suppose that could be what we tried to do. I'm just noticing as well, when you're in cab, 80 feels fast. When you're looking at it from up here, wow, this is really slow. But it's not slow at all. Right, let's head over to this lane. Again, I'm using indicators, hoping that they're working and turning off a bit as well. I have no clue if they are. But we are staying here, we're not turning off again. We're on our way to Berlin, aren't we? Yeah. To San Builders. Which I think is one of the ones that's usually in the city. But we're 104 kilometres, which I'm guessing that's going to be about 6 minutes. And at that point, we'll park up. We won't rest because we don't need to rest. We can do this whole job without resting. But we will park up, and next episode we'll continue it. I think that's going to be the best plan of action. So we should move across. Slowly and surely. There we go. And let's change view. I don't like this view because you can't see ahead of you. This one's quite good. Got a lot of sky to see as well. This road actually cuts around the forest. One side goes around it one way, one side goes around it the other. It's a nice idea. It means you don't have to actually destroy the forest to make way for roads. Also means what on earth is contained inside those trees. Because of all the pollution from the vehicles going around it, those trees are going to be made of carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide and all the other nasty stuff that's in exhaust fumes. But this is a real thing in Germany, to have big trees like this everywhere. Something I've seen a lot. And it is quite nice. I have to say the Germans are actually very good at maintaining their greenery. In the middle of one of the largest cities in Germany, I think there's 15 parks, 3 of which are large, substantial parks. And on every street, like just every B road, no, not even a B road, minor road, like a residential road, those are lined with trees, bushes. People go and put flowers out. There's like community garden type things where it's just a patch somewhere and people will go and plant some stuff in there, some flowers and things. There's a lot of green. I don't know if it's like it in every city, but the ones I've been to, it's been like that. Lots and lots of green everywhere. It's nice. Because normally cities are like concrete jungles. And it's very easy to get, I wouldn't say sad, but you get disheartened when you just see concrete everywhere, grey or red brick, roofs, lots of glass depending what city you're in. Everything's man-made. It's not, I guess, it can be a bit disheartening, I suppose is the right word. So it's nice when you see somewhere that's got lots of green. And I flick back to the cab because we are turning off soon. Our rest stop is down there. So we'll switch the cruise control off. And this is where we will end once we've parked up. We will park and I just won't rest. And next episode we'll kick off straight away from here. So we want to turn left to the Autohof. Or Auto, I think, actually. My German is pretty bad, but it is Das Auto, so it must be Autohof. Right, we are heading in here. Oh look, it's an owl! Lovely owl. Now, this is where we can park up. So, let's pull in. No, we're not going to actually take a break. So we're going to put the parking brake on. Lights were already off. Turn the engine off. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you again soon. Bye bye.